Welcome back everyone to another Epic Gamer video. On this one, we'll be speaking on some of WoW's most biggest glitches over its lifetime. Corrupted Blood. This virtual pandemic began on September 13th, 2005 and lasted for approximately 1 week. The Corrupted Blood incident all started in Zul'Gurub's end boss, Hakkar the Soulflayer. Hakkar's debuff spell, Corrupted Blood, is life-draining and is very contagious. The debuff was meant to last merely seconds and work only within the area raid of Zul'Gurub. Very quickly, the overlooked pets and minions allowed the swift travel of the debuff to spread outside of the raid. Very rapidly, this pandemic hit lower levels with a force never seen in WoW before, changing the very way we played the game for a short while. Almost similar to a real-life pandemic, players had to do everything they could to avoid others that had the debuff, or else that could spell imminent doom for the both of them. Over the course of a week or so, players in WoW did all they could to avoid this plague, ran away from cities and towns, turned around if they saw another player running towards them, and even stayed off the game completely until after a few patches and updates later, Blizzard fixed the issue. Lich King Bomb Exploit. The Guild Insidia's 25-man raid on Lich King was a world first, harboring achievements and recognition from the WoW community, becoming renowned for, of course, world first. This would very quickly take a 180 turn as Blizzard would issue all 25 of the members from that raid a 3-day ban for abuse of in-game mechanics or glitches with the intent to exploit or cheat. The method of choice Insidia used was the Serenite bombs. The bombs would make it so that the edges of the platform you'd fight on would not disappear. Of course, Insidia fought this claim by Blizzard, stating that they thought this was an intended mechanic. Blizzard, of course, didn't believe their claims and kept the bans as well as removed all achievements and rewards from the 25 players. The Serenite bombs made the edges of the platform you fight on not disappear correctly, which made the Valkyr pretty much avoidable. Mob kiting. Everyone is aware of what kiting is. We utilize this tactic in dungeons, raids, PvP, etc. But back in the day, kiting high-level mobs around into areas where people hang out was unfortunately common. Although this wasn't technically a glitch or exploit, it was used such since Blizzard did not intend this kiting to be a thing in WoW, so it kind of is a mix. As of right now, you can only kite mobs to a certain distance, and then the mobs reset back to their original spawn point by kind of sprinting back to it, being a void and immune to any damage you attempt on them. Once players found out that it was possible to kite mobs back in the day, even bring raid bosses outside of raids, they used this to mass murder entire cities at a time. Some of the most famous mob kiting incidents were Lord Kha'Zix to Stormwind and Azuragos to Orgrimmar. There are tons of videos on the incident that showcase these bosses being kited all around, so honestly just look it up and you'll find tons. GM Island. This island was made solely as a mysterious place for Blizzard's game masters to be able to congregate and hang out. With the multitude of rumors surrounding the island, it really is just a place for the game masters to log in, help whoever might need help via teleporting, anything like that, tickets, and then just logging out without having to disturb other players. Because of course the side of a game master would be kind of cool, but you know, they don't really want to spark up any kind of drama like that. So that's why they have the island there. GM Island's location is a far one, reaching outside of what was thought to be impossible to reach until YouTube videos came out of players showing how to get there. The island can be found very far northwest of Teldrassil. It's a small green island with trees and a Stormwind-like command center, all surrounded by untextured ground. When GMs are asked of the island, they do not respond, as if still trying to keep it a secret, as if it was never unveiled years ago. Along with the fact that it was possible to get there on foot, players also found ways to get into the game files, mess around with the files for Zeppelins, allowing them to change the path they take and arrive at the island. Of course, Blizzard took action on all of the players that they could confirm were snooping around the island. This leading to the banning of quite a bit of curious players that just wanted to venture where the game masters hang out. Walljumping. For those who might not know what I'm talking about, this is in reference to the times when you could push against a wall and keep jumping, eventually finding that right spot where you clip onto a tiny pixel that keeps you in place at the peak of your jump. Using this tactic, you can get into high places. One of the most famous and common spots for this was the side of the entrance of Goldshire Inn. You were actually able to do this in multiple spots. On the side of the building, on top of the mailbox, then on top of the little tiny entrance portion. There's a lot of different ways. I even did this myself, and it was just a way of kind of showing off and being cool. Other areas have been explored as well, using this method to get past invisible barriers, like being able to bypass Stormwind's barriers, dropping you to the flat dirt land under Stormwind, where you can just explore for ages. And with that being said, that concludes 5 biggest glitches in WoW history. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe and of course like. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.